MCU fans. Oh man, my shirt. Oh, I got my collar all messed up. Looking like the reverse Iron Fist up in here. The collar's supposed to be popped. MCU fans, Armand equals MCU. So yesterday, I let's see here. Let's turning this up. Yesterday, I did not. The video. the video did not finish because I got a phone call, and it just totally ruined the live stream. So that will happen time to time. I chose not to necessarily re-record it, but just kind of re-go over some of the stuff that I was going over yesterday. So in episode 5 of Daredevil, Born Again season 2, we got. I was going over the information about Vanessa dying, and you know, with the whole thing with the Watcher being there at Fogwell's gym. So it was kind of confusing for me that they were going on with that. But what I did realize upon further review, that was a send off episode. And it was going to lead me to my next point of what I wanted to go over with what I think they're doing, and just to kind of explain to anybody who, like, I've heard a lot of people online, a lot of chatter about, we haven't seen Heather and her storyline in a few episodes, and some people don't miss it. Some people, kind of wonder what was going to happen, what's going on. I'm sure she'll be back. What I was going to say later in the video yesterday was that because of the pivot that Marvel made, that is still affecting the seasons that we're getting after this, okay? And specifically with season 2, because Daredevil Born Again was originally supposed to be 18 episodes. I believe it was 18 episodes. The actors that signed their contracts for the first season, when they were going to reboot it, they all signed for 18 episodes. So they have to fulfill contracts. Okay, guys, they have to fulfill contracts. And when they took the pivot, I think the reason why the cast is so big is because they had to do additional contracts with the old Netflix actors, and then they're trying to fuse the two into each other. And that's the reason why some episodes you're missing Heather for so many episodes, because her storyline is not going to be running back to back like it normally would if she was only part of a 6-7 person cast. And then when you add in the original 6-7, now you're looking at like a 14-person cast. So that was what I was going to just kind of hint at for anybody who didn't understand, why we're getting so much, so why we're still getting BB. Like, a lot of people still complaining about the BB storyline or getting the videos and stuff. They still have to, what Bo Scarter Payne is doing, and is doing an excellent job of, is fusing what the original vision was for those characters, while also fusing the pivot that was made to tell the story to continue the Netflix part of the series. So he had to fuse what Marvel wanted to do with what Marvel had already done. And that was the part of the pivot. So that was just one thing I just wanted to put out there, just for anybody who didn't understand maybe what was kind of going on, or why we still have these characters, why we still have that character, blah blah blah. Okay. Now the other thing is, and this is the one complaint I have about Daredevil Born Again season 2. In the trailer and in the marketing, they have marketed Jessica Jones a lot, and she has not been in the series as of yet. That is not concerning, but I it's kind of a curveball. But it does build anticipation. It's just like, okay, when is she gonna pop in? When is she gonna pop in? When is she gonna pop in? So to that, maybe it's brilliant, but I do kind of feel like they are dropping the ball on the marketing. Like, they could have put her in the mid-season trailer, but maybe not the original trailer. But hey, guy, it is what it is. It is what it is, right? So, yeah, the shirt just the same. It's not cooperating today, y'all. All right. So, anyways, yeah, yeah, that's as far as for that episode. We're keeping the ball rolling. The flashbacks. I see what they were doing with the flashbacks. The wigs were hilarious. It's funny because they put the wigs on Foggy and on Vanessa and stuff to make them look exactly how they, but they kind of don't look like that. Like I think Foggy's was better, but Vanessa's wig had me cracking up because we've seen what she looked like in that time period with that hair, and then it's like with them putting the wig on, it looked funny to me. Um, but I think they did a good job with taking the tone and the aesthetics of the Netflix show and re-showing that. Um, I almost think they could do something like that with the because it was a whole flashback episode. Everybody kept saying, "Well, why is Foggy, the actor that plays Foggy, was on the circuit for the promotion and marketing and everything?" And everybody was like, "Well, Foggy's dead. Foggy's dead." We figured he'd be coming back in the flashback, but we didn't know we were going to get a whole episode for the flashback. But it's very important because it does show the character, how important his character was to Matt, and how that is his moral north star, or his like his compass. And I figured it'd have to be something like that. Like I said before, I figured it'd have to be for him to help Bullseye in any kind of capacity. It's going to be based on the strength of Foggy's character, and not so much Matt his own. So, um, I thought the flashbacks though, I feel like with the because you're using the history of the Netflix series, you could do something like that every season to keep because I, I feel bad, and even now for Vanessa and stuff, it's like they did the Netflix shows, and now they get a chance to come back and do the Disney ones, and I get the sense that this is a really tight family of actors as far as like they've known each other now for so long. They got each other's backs. So when a writer or somebody decides to kill off a certain character, you still want that character to be a part of the cast and the family. So yes, they may not get to work as much, but if you bring them back every season in some sort of flashback or something, I wouldn't be mad because I think with Feige and with Vanessa, they're both integral to Matt and Fisk as far as how their journey is going to end up, and I don't think that'll ever change going forward. So, definitely, would want both of them to stay around and pop up, as much as possible in flashbacks because I think it's needed for everything that those characters are going to go through in the future. So the other thing, let me see here. There's a lot of other things I want to get to here, and I'm kind of going longer than I wanted. But the other thing was like, or okay, I'll say this too. The one thing that came out of this, I went on Twitter and everybody's making a big deal about Matt Murdock being a feet guy and the whole discussion that him and Foggy had. And I thought it was hilarious because that's what took off. Like that's what is like on the timeline. And to be honest with you, man, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised because like Matt pulls in his share, number one. But when you look at the history of who he's pulling, like I'll say this going back to Daredevil Netflix series season two. Bro, if you saw how Elektra carried herself and what she wore, how she dressed, just what she looks like, that wasn't surprising to me, man. Like if you know, you know, and you get it. If you get it, you get it. And especially like for women, if a woman gets it, you can tell. And then it's just like for a guy, if you get it, you get it. You know. And it's just like when I saw Elektra in season two, I was like, As soon as he said what he said in the flashback, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Now, what I don't get is the Karen aspect of that. That part I don't get. I don't see it. So maybe that's just me. Maybe what I'm saying, Matt Murdock just be like, you don't know. So whatever. But I thought that was funny that that was like the big takeaway from out of everything that happened in that episode. That was the takeaway. So whatever. Now moving on to as far as like what we got six, seven, eight. So we got three more episodes. Then we got the Punisher, right? It's getting good. It's a lot going on. So like, let's go into this next piece of news with the leaks, because man, Mike Coulter is out here just man, he's gonna surpass Ruffalo. He's like Ruffalo and Tom Holland combined with it. And to be fair, I don't know if anybody can ever top Ruffalo because this dude actually filmed Thor Ragnarok on his phone. Like that's just kind of like trolling and funny in itself. And whether or not he meant to do it on purpose, you'll never know because he's an actor. So, but Coulter is out here spoiling a lot, and I've seen a lot of funny memes about him spoiling everything. All I can say is, man, if you're Finn Jones, don't you know what I mean? Like, don't put yourself. Everybody jokes about this. I just hope Finn Jones, like I said, it looks like he's been training. I just hope Bro's been training, and when he makes his comeback, it's just like a redemption, prove everybody wrong. I'm excited for him and Mike Coulter to be back. I'm excited for all the defenders to be back. So what Mike Coulter has done now is he posted something on Instagram in relation to Colleen Wing, Jessica Hedwin, and she responded, and he responded and liked it, and then they all deleted it. So it sounds like my wishes are coming true. We have another defender coming back to the fold, well deserved. Between her and Elodie Young coming back, I'm happy. I do need to hear something on Misty Knight. That's the final piece of this. Like, we got to get the actress that plays Misty Knight to come back if she's willing to. Um, I don't know. I don't know if after she did that Judge show. I'm not really sure if I've seen her in anything else. But yeah, you want them back. Ultimately, you want to get all of them back, and I'm excited for that because she's a badass as Iron Fist, and I want to see their stories continue. I don't know if I necessarily need shows for everybody individually. All these spinoffs, like I know they're cheap to make and everything, but I just want their stories to continue some sort of way. So, like, man, like we're getting everybody back. Like I said, I need to know about the last two people. Let's see, the only two that I haven't heard rumors about coming back is Misty Knight and Turk, and those are probably the two. That's the only other two I think we need now from the list. As you saw in the episode, we got Buck back, or not Buck, we got Wesley back, and they tied Wesley to Buck, which made it even sweeter. They gave, and see, this is the kind of thing you can do when you're going back and telling these stories and why you wanted the Netflix shows to be canon. They go back and give reason for the whole Wesley Buck thing, and as far like Wesley suggesting that so he suggested to Fist to diversify into the art space, which is how he met Vanessa. Like, there's so many things like that they can do with all of the characters that just makes it all so much more rich. So we got that part. We got all of Mike Coulter's out here doing his Luke Cage thing, man. He's in terms of spoiling things, he's getting all kind of coffees from all kind of places, Starbucks, Big B, whatever. He's just getting coffee for everybody. Um, yeah, man. Like I can't wait to see how this ends. I just can't wait to see how this ends. Now, all right, I'm going on about the street level heroes. Um, there was footage. Switching gears here, there was footage of the Spider Verse that was dropped, and I am very excited about this last Spider Verse movie from the sounds of it. Now, I don't have the description verbatim, but basically They pick up right where the last one left off with Miles and Miles from the other universe kind of going at it. And some of the clips and the scenes they showed from the trailer, I'm just, when is it gonna? Well, you know what? It'll probably come out during Spider-Man Brand New Day, because I think it's next summer is when the movie comes out. So they'll probably release the teaser that they showed at CinemaCon will probably be released this summer, and I can't wait to go over that and actually check that out, because that is a that's probably one of the best, and it's animated, but man, like this is like probably gonna be the best trilogy that we've ever gotten from a comic book. As far as all three films being strong. So yeah, we got Spider Verse footage. And lastly, before I go here, I just wanted to say it's really sad news to hear about the Marvel visual department team being let go. I think that's going to have an effect on a bigger effect than people think on the films and the TV shows, because these are the creative artists that bring things to life, and that is a very important part. Now, from the understanding that I've gotten from this, they are being basically, like most of us in America, transitioned into freelance to where they're 1099 employees. And then like for someone like me and doing everything that I do, that's the reason why I like kind of being freelance and 1099. But it's just also why I have so many different jobs, because you have to supplement income. And it's like I'm not relying on one income stream from one place. So that's one of the reasons why I like it. But you have more flexibility from when you're trying to do things like acting or music or whatnot. Um, but for them, that's a downgrade. That's not a good thing. Like you go from being an employee who has a W-2 employee that probably has, insurance and dental and the whole nine, and now you're like out here freelance. Like, yeah, you may still make the same money, but they're not going to use you full time. And this is all a part of them saying that they were going to be scaling back. So this is the result of not supporting, or things just not going as well as they wanted them to for the other Marvel shows and movies. Like this is a result of the Eternals only making 180 million or 200 million or whatever, or Shang-Chi only making 200 million, or the whole basically between 2021 and 2022 when they were down, and it wasn't their fault. It was the pandemic had a lot to do with that. Like I wonder how much Black Widow would have made if it had a normal theater release. But even I think it shows by the Thunderbolts not doing all that well, what Black Widow had been doing as well. um it's decisions. It's a lot of things that go into that. Like, what movies are you making for who and whatnot. But it's sad that this is the end of that era, I guess you could say. And with Secret Wars and stuff already being gone, that'll probably be like the last. Like after anything that comes out after Secret Wars, we really gonna have you're gonna have to look at it and say, is this the same quality that we were getting before you would see or notice a change in that visual department being let go. So hearts out to all those people who got let go. And I hope they find something steady throughout the industry. It's tough out here for man. It's bad on so many different fronts, and it's one of those things you don't really see it until you lift up the carpet, so to speak, or lift up the couch. Like it's all kind of hidden, and everything kind of looks normal, but things are not normal. Like when you start talking to people, you'll realize you're not the only one that's going through different things, and it's a shift, and it's definitely a change, and it's. Uh, yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you. So, but other than that, man, I don't. There's no other Marvel news. There was some other things that was out, but it's so much. I'll probably just try to go over some tomorrow. And I think Marvel's panels either tonight or tomorrow. Sometime it's supposed to be pretty soon. So as soon as we get the Doomsday trailer, that's going to dominate and take over everything. So be ready for that. And yeah, man, y'all let me know how you felt about the last Daredevil episode. down in the comment section. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Till tomorrow, peace.